as we speak, live, we're having tons of pro wrestling craziness.
Pro wrestling news is happening right now.
It is happening as we speak.
Why are we always on the cusp of this? It seems that when we logged on, every time we log on, there's new firings.
I don't know yet. We're just seeing like there's so many people trending, and you don't know why, if the specific reason on why they're trending. But the biggest one for me, and obviously the light, because the light just changed color when I said it, was William Regal. William Regal got future endeavored.
How do you fire? How can you fire that guy?
I have no idea. Lord,
is he allowed to be fired?
Stephen Regal. I always.
You can't fire a lord. You have to be a king or something.
I don't know. That Vince is playing a different game of chess. That was the biggest name. Although, I mean, obviously, Road Dogg, Jesse James, Brian Armstrong. He also got cut, but he was more definitely a behind the scenes guy. But William Regal was a behind the scenes guy, but he was the face of the black and gold brand. They are killing the black and gold. It's dead. Like,
well, it's chartreuse now.
Yeah, is this chartreuse?
The chartreuse brand or whatever. What is it? Tie dye?
I don't know.
Are they the tie dye brand now?
You know those '90s sunglasses when you'd have the paint splotches on there. It's that.
Yeah, and they're like perfect circle glasses.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of that. So Did you watch New Year's Evil?
No, I caught some of the highlights, but I didn't watch it.
No, yeah, it's fine. It's not that it's bad. It's just, but they went from, whoa, this could actually be a third brand to, oh, okay, they're back to their feeder brand. They're back to, this is setting people up. Spoiler alerts, if you have not seen it, the biggest news coming out of this was Tommaso Ciampa put Bronson Steiner over clean with a Steiner recliner. And look, I got nothing against Braun Steiner Breaker. He's great, and he's going to be great. He comes from fantastic wrestling lineage. But to put your main strap on him is a clear indication that this is now a 100% back to feeder brand.
Ciampa did seem a little bit above the pay grade there. He was he's a vet, right? A lot of the guys were way younger. He seemed a little out of place to me, honestly.
Yeah, and I think that's what they're getting away from. They're getting away from getting these indie guys that already have somewhat of a following, and they're going back to, the feeders. Although they did have AJ Styles was on there, and or he's going to be on there, but Riddle went back. It was a bigger deal for AJ Styles because he was one of the few people that skipped NXT and went right to I hate to call it the main brand. Well, though now it is the main brand. He went right to the main brands.
Yeah.
So, but I like it. It's not that it is a bad product, but you cannot say it's equivalent to AEW. Now we are AEW versus WWE, and NXT just happens to be their feeder. Now, NXT could compete with Dark or Dark Elevation. Yeah, that's about the equivalent. The only difference is they have their show on USA.
Do you watch Dark Elevation or no, on regular?
Not always, not on the regular, no.
Man, it is flooded with Mission Pro folks. Do you remember the men's exhibition match that we saw in Conroe?
I saw that. JP Harlow?
JP Harlow was on the show. Yeah,
I saw that he was on there. He was one of Thunder Rosa's students there, too. So hats off to him. He did a great job.
Maddie Rankowski had a match with Jamie Hayter.
Oh, that was on there, too?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's good.
Good stuff going on.
Hey, I'm all for make Mission Pro the NXT for the females of AEW. Just do it. No, there's no reason not to do it.
It's happening.
I mean, they got a ton of talent. Thunder Rosa could be that feeder. She's obviously she's great. She's money. So have her feed you all these students and get your next up and coming and keep that because I think it would be really helpful, because we're fans of the brand of Mission Pro. I think it'd be really helpful if they had some Tony Khan money to kind of help them run their house show, very similar to how in the 90s where Vince was basically secretly funding or helping, whatever you want to call it, he was helping ECW along. Help Mission Pro along and basically feed your future for female talent. Now you can't do
Tony
it for,
Khan, you can get your logo on the banner. Yeah. Just like those Incredibles network.
just like put right next to us.
Exactly, right underneath us.
Yeah, he's watching. So let's see. Let's type to him. Tony Khan, call us. We know you are watching.
He usually texts me after the show. So
he does. Yeah, he gives us a good critique, fair critique. What did you think of Punk's line? I feel like I didn't want to go off. I went off on Punk, over the New York Islanders. Do you think that Shad Khan went off on Punk over his Tim Tebow line? Remember that? Did you get? I don't know if we talked about that since then.
No, I don't think we talked about that. But
wow,
I don't know. I thought it was a good line.
It was a really good line, but I mean, it was a shoot.
Yeah, but I think CM Punk got a little blowback for dogging the local sports team.
Yeah,
that in the Long Island show, and I think maybe he just kind of leaned into it here a little more.
He did, but he went after his boss. He went after his boss with that, so that was big. So I'm trying to go on here and get a list of the releases.
We're getting the live news as it happens.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the live releases. So you know who Timothy Thatcher is, right?
Who's that?
He was an NXT guy. He was the toothless guy that fought Matt Riddle in that cage fight before he went. Guy looked like he was like chiseled down a granite, and he got cut. He was part of the cuts. There's a few other behind the scenes names that I'm not completely familiar with. Kathy Karina. She wrestled as Allison Danger. She got cut.
I don't know.
Someone named Suzuki got cut, but I think he was actually signed as a teacher. He got cut. One of their Diamond Mine, which I thought that was like pushing a lot of the young guys, part of that group, they got cut. So it's been another Bloody Wednesday, and not entirely sure why they're doing it.
Budget cuts.
Just more and more budget cuts.
Budget cuts. The budget. They need to cut the budget. Don't you understand? See, if they cut the budget, Vince McMahon gets more money to put in his pocket. Do you understand that?
Do you think he cares anymore? I mean, I don't think he cares. Clearly doesn't care about ratings.
I think they're queuing up for the final payday. He's going to sell. What was it? I think Jim Cornette said it. He just wants to sell WWE for more than UFC sold for. So what did UFC go for? Like $5 billion or something?
Billion, yeah.
He'll go like 5.1 billion.
Yeah, I guess that's going to make it worth. Because I mean, he's selling his library. They do make money on merch, so it's going to be up there when it does sell.
And it seems huge, and it seems like such a great. It's what is it? It's 100 years of history, close to, of wrestling history.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a huge sale that goes for billions, but like Jeff Bezos can just buy it and, put it in his closet.
Yeah, he might not even care.
Just never watch it. Like when you get a wrestling DVD and you never open it, you just have it on your shelf. He can do that, but with the entire history of wrestling.
So you think that's the streamer that they're aiming for, or do you think it's going to be one of those streamers?
I think it's going to have to be someone with deep pockets, and it seems like, I don't know how NBC works, but they seem to have a good working relationship with them. But like somebody like Apple or Amazon can just not even blink and just buy it.
Netflix
could, yeah. I think they have a lot more. Like Amazon and Apple have way more revenue streams than Netflix. You know what I mean?
True.
So they've got more to play with, I think.
It's just been really, really shocking to see it because now it's beyond the stage of being numb.
Well, it's weird because I feel like, they always say competition is good, but WWE doesn't seem like it's competing. And honestly, their ratings seem unaffected in the grand scale.
No, people still watch. I mean, you watch out of habit. I still tune in out of habit. I tuned into the day one, and I just feel swerved every time I do it, and then I'm like, oh, that's right, this isn't what it used to be, and I don't want to be one. And I've survived many different stages of WWE, so I mean, I'm far from a WWE hater, but I'm not going to be one of those people that just turns a blind eye and say something smells fishy, something seems suspicious, something has changed, and we don't know what it is. We suspect, we speculate. Is it Vince's age? Is Nick Khan really taking over? Or is this more of just like we working for a giant corporate conglomerate? We know things change. It just does not feel like the same company before. But I mean, Vince never liked being called a wrestling company.
Yeah, well,
And he's getting his wish.
he's definitely he's not doing wrestling now.
It's doesn't.
It's like a sitcom about wrestling.
Yeah, and it's just, and they have such great talent, such great talent. So, I mean, Gargano, I think, is gone. So he was another NXT. And here's the thing, I'm sticking to our guns. Tony Khan, I've told you to call me. Do not sign every single person that drops. I know you signed Kyle O'Reilly and you signed Bobby Fish and you had the reunited of the Undisputed Era. I just don't think you need to sign everybody. I'm still waiting for you to sign Bray Wyatt, but maybe they should sign William Regal as a face of the company. No more general managers. Done. I'm done with it. Bring back managers. Get rid of general managers. Bring back managers.
He hasn't been a manager in a while, though. He was a GM.
Yeah, he just...
But what was his main job over at NXT? I mean, and I know he was the GM, but did he have a backstage job too as well?
Yeah, I believe he was one of the backstage agents. I mean, I always thought he was like Triple H's right-hand man. So this is, to me, it's just like, okay, is Triple H really gone? Because you notice through all this, you haven't seen or heard anything. And
What did Triple H do to Vince McMahon?
I don't know. He had heart surgery.
Yeah.
So
You're weak. You're weak.
I don't know. That's the only thing that I know that's changed. He's had heart surgery.
I don't know, but yeah, they have completely erased Triple H's his fingerprint on all that stuff. And,
Yeah, it's totally gone.
It is definitely now back to being a feeder band, but it's still too bright, I think. Turn the lights down. It's just too bright in there.
It is. It's very bright in there. I think, JJ, what's up? I think he said it best. Hunter screwed Hunter. Brett screwed Brett. And now Hunter screwed Hunter. So, I don't know. I agree. I think Regal would be the only one that they would sign. Unless they are signing, like you said, more women. Because their women's division, though, that street fight, we need to talk about that street fight. Ironically, we're coming up, even though we recorded the podcast, I don't think it dropped until May. We didn't put it on our podcast platforms till May, but our very first Let's Try This podcasting was talking about the lights out match between Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker. And
was this a lights out match? It was just a street fight.
Yeah, it was just a street fight. So remind me. So that was Penelope Ford and the Bunny, right? Which I feel like they should still be doing that female horror faction versus Ty Conti and was it Anna Jay?
Yeah, Ty Conti and Anna Jay. I mean, they've been in a program now for a while, a few months. Yeah. It seems like. But and this, I don't know if this is the blow-off match, but yeah. I guess
it has to be the blow-off. What could you do after that? Like you said, the Bunny bled. She bled hard. I don't know if she hit like a vein, but she, hats off to her because she
terrible.
She created an image that she could put it to when she stuck her tongue out and she had all that blood there. That one stuck with me.
She already, had kind of a nutty gimmick and she looks kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And the blood was just it was a little over the top.
It really just added to it, but oh man. To me, that stuck out, and the other thing that stuck out was that boob moonsault where Penelope Ford did that moonsault onto the table right onto Ty Conti, and her knees just basically hit Ty's boobs, and then just the table didn't break, so she took the blunt of that.
Yeah, that looked rough. Who is prepping the tables over at AEW? Like, I think that person, they need to revisit that position.
I don't know.
Because they seem to have a lot of trouble breaking tables over there.
That table did not even come close to breaking, and that looked rough. And that was pretty high. So, and that was Ty Conti coming off this. I don't know what you want to call it. Is it a heel turn? Because the whole behind the scenes stuff going on where Sammy Guevara breaks up with his fiance, who was on, on the show, Will You Marry Me?
Oh, I didn't
His
think we were
high-
going to get into this. It's not like TMZ moment here.
Yeah, that's our TNC. He broke up with her. Everyone's like, oh, Ty Conti's part of his vlog crew. He has a great vlog. So they're like, oh, she broke him up. And then they're like, and then she went off social media. And then basically she came back on social media, basically flipping everybody off. Happy 2022, kissing Sammy Guevara and flipping everybody off. And like everyone's like having that Rick Dalton, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood moment, that just pointing and like, oh man, they really did do that.
Since you brought it up, I have to get into the gossip here. Do you think they took the belt off Sammy because of that?
I can't tell. I don't know.
It seems like the blowback was pretty bad, and I think, well, I don't know. Everyone's personal life is their business, whatever. But he did ask her to marry him on TV, so I mean, maybe that's makes it our business a little bit. But anyway, like, I don't know. Was that a work?
I can't tell. I couldn't tell because he's definitely he was the quickest title holder for sure, right? That it turned around pretty quick. But they put it on Cody, which kind of made sense because Cody has a shirt with the checkbox. I'm not a heel. I'm not a baby face. I'm a winner, or whatever. So it makes sense to have a heel like him to have the belt on it, and they're not going to put the big belt. They're not going to put pretty platinum on him. So I see both sides of it, but it could have been. It very well could have been. But do you do this and do you turn him heel, like kind of like Edge and Lita, right? Remember that when Lita had the affair with Edge, even though they weren't married, she wasn't married to Matt Hardy, but then it leaked over into real life because it played out through social media, and then they said, screw it, we're going to turn them both heel.
I mean, I think that would be, well, you've said Ty Conti should be a heel, but I think that could be smart to do. But it just seemed like it was an awkward. Well, it was an awkward thing for all of them, I guess. Whatever, your personal business gets dragged out like that.
Yeah.
But being how Sammy's build was when they built him up as a babyface, asking his fiance to marry him on TV and while defending her honor and all that stuff, and then mere 2 months later, 3 months later, that's off, and he's dating Ty Conti, and that doesn't sit well in a lot of ladies' eyes. I bet lady fans of wrestling.
Yeah, whether it's true or it's not true, it's it's going to be the public court of opinion. It's going to be perception. As somebody who lived on the road, I understand 100% completely how difficult it is to be in a relationship with somebody who is not in the business. But back then, there wasn't a lot of ladies in the business. But now you have all these women that are in the business. And if you are going to be in a relationship, it 100% makes sense to be with somebody who's going to be on the road and understands the wear and the tear and the grind to do it. And somebody that you're going to be able to see more. So... And
you're sharing your thing with them, sharing your passion with them.
Yeah, and they're doing a vlog together. We've seen it in Hollywood, right? Where on-set romances become off-set romances. So maybe doing the vlog, maybe that they got closer. So I totally get it. So, but I mean, I don't fault any of them. We don't know the situation, but I can tell you without a shadow of doubt that had to be difficult to be engaged to somebody who doesn't understand. And that's coming from somebody that one of the reasons that I got out of the business, besides an injury, of just like, if I want to have a family, I might not be able to pull this off, because you hear the stories of like all the birthday parties I miss, all the Christmas stuff that I miss, all the school stuff that I miss. And there was that sacrifice that you have to be willing to make. So once you get kids involved, it gets, we've seen that play out with John Cena. With Bella, yeah. We watched that happen live as well. Like, I'm never getting married. I don't want to have kids. And they still got engaged. And they almost made it. And they got engaged at WrestleMania. And then they broke off. And he didn't get the belt taken off him, did he? No. John Cena was not punished for it. But it very well could be that they took the belt off, and maybe they will let it cool off to see. Let's see how this plays out, to see if you're going to be a heel or not.
Yeah.
His career is going to be fine. I mean, it's just now they probably have to say, are you going to be a heel or are you going to be a babyface? Because we don't hear the chants that are happening. We get the edited chants. What about those chants that you're hearing before the show or after the show, that's getting cut out? It very well could be that they're both getting some heat.
Ty Conti getting heat though? Really? Like someone tweeted, all she does is post pictures of her smiling and saying life is beautiful, and then she got chased off Twitter.
Just for a week.
Yeah.
I'm glad she came back. Both fingers blaring, and I'm all for it. Just fight back against the bots. David Horowitz, fight back.
And I think she also gave half of wrestling Twitter blue balls at the moment, but like, that's fine. I'm happy for them.
Yeah, no, I got no. I don't look. We don't know them personally. We just they shared some of his personal life, and now we see. And look, it's not going to interest. I'm not going to look at them any different, but a lot of people are going to look at them different.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are going to take the pain that they feel and realize that, oh my God, that's got to hurt, and it might, but turn it into money.
Yeah.
I hope they turn it into money.
Yeah.
I don't care. Have Ty Conti start coming in the ring with them, and they both could be smiling, and they could be getting booed at the same time.
They could be a heel couple. Why not?
Yeah, turn it into an angle. Fine. That's fine. That's the best way to succeed in this business is make it feel real. Here it is again. We've gone full circle. When it feels real, it's interesting. And that's something that really happened. And it was unstaged. So roll with it. See what happens.
Yep.
No, but it would be really tough to make her.
Shout out to Lee, who is in the chat, who doesn't watch wrestling. Google Ty Conti, and you'll see what we're talking about. What's up, Lee?
Oh yeah, he might. Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, if you see her, and you'll know what we're talking about. She's but she's a legit athlete too. On top of she looks fantastic.
Judo champion.
Yeah, like she's legit, can whoop a lot of people's ass. So I can see that brazenness come through on her feed. Like, screw you, I don't care. I'm not gonna just run. She just needed some time to gather herself, and then boom, she just came glunted. And that match showed. I could do. What are your feelings on the thumbtacks? I'm done with thumbtacks.
You're done with thumbtacks?
I'm done with thumbtacks.
I mean, every time I cringe every time they come out. I don't love them.
I don't love them. I don't like them anymore.
How about more fire?
Although, tell Tony, have Cody call us. Maybe you need worked fire.
I'll text him right now.
That dude has like 3rd-degree burns on his back now, or 2nd-degree burns. Like, he didn't work his fire. Like, he hosts the big show where those people do those crazy stunts, and he's like, screw it, let's just use real fire.
Yeah.
And his wife was the one there putting the fluid there. It's just like, they didn't work that fire, and they were on fire. Remember, you're like, oh man, Andrade's chest is legitimate on fire. That was real fire. Now he has burns on his back.
Yeah.
And he's getting booed. And he's still getting booed.
Both of them, him and Brandy. When Brandy did that angle with Dan Lambert.
Oh, yeah. What she? Yeah, and she dropped the beat. She dropped it. I'm that bitch or whatever.
She's like, "You're a black belt. Well, I'm a black bitch." and people weren't digging it.
Oh yeah, she said, "I'm that black bitch." Yeah, she did. Like, she let it out. Yeah, JJ was suggesting the women have a run with thumbtacks. But yeah, there was something about, be a little gratuitous here for a second, if I may. There's just something about the thumbtacks in their jeans that are just like, well, it was like, wow, okay, that was quite the sight.
Well, she got an ass full of them.
Yeah,
of the thumb. She was plopped right on it, and when she got up, she got the brunt of it.
Yeah, and any grandparents that you ever watched, they have that little red thing that looks like a tomato or a peach, where it has all the pins in it. That's what it reminded me of. Yeah. It's like, it's like a seamstress needle holder right there, except it was with thumbtacks.
Or like a cork board or something.
Yeah, but those girls went all out, so hats off. You cannot say that the women wrestlers can't get hardcore, because that was as hardcore as it got.
Girls get it done.
Yeah, they got it done. And then, a plug to Thunder Rosa's vlog out there. Did you watch the part 1 and part 2 of Mick Foley on there?
I haven't watched the second half yet. I watched the first one.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool of it. But she basically said she wore the matching, his plaid shirt, same shirt that he always wears. And she's like, can I get the title of hardcore? And then he basically said, no, you kind of have to fight Britt for it. So he's calling for a rematch. Which we're coming up on the year anniversary of that.
Yep.
That kind of put that on the... No, she didn't put it on the map for us, because we were fans of her going all the way back to Lucha Underground. But that match is really like, okay, these women are not... They're not fucking around. Can I say that? We'll beep it. Yeah, there we go.
I missed it. I got to get the sensor beep working again. The incredible 3000 over here is getting a firmware upgrade for 2022.
Yeah, we need it.
We're adding a sensor beep.
But it was we're coming up on the year anniversary, so are we going to see a rematch? Obviously, Thunder Rosa got eliminated from the TBS tournament, which actually the finals is tonight. Jade versus Ruby.
I of course wanted Thunder Rosa to go over, but I kind of I enjoyed that finish.
Yeah, I mean, I guess because I'm thinking because Jade Cargill, obviously she's a future. But I guess she's not the future anymore. She's a current star. Do they put the belt on her because she's undefeated? But Ruby is the underdog. And like I told you, I was like, I had no idea who was going to go over. Especially when Thunder Rosa came out in that, 90s X-Men. When she came out dressed up like the,
Did you see the memes of Brian Cage? Because he does the Wolverine gimmick.
Yes, he does do. So, I don't know. I couldn't tell who was going to go over. So, didn't expect that finish. But it was an okay finish, having Mercedes Martinez show up. They've been working together for a while, so I guess they're going to go down that route. And we want Thunder to get a run with the big belt. So I guess it made sense, but I had no idea who was going to win. And we're back to that tonight. I have no idea who's going to win. I'm
going to say it's going to be Ruby Soho. That's what I think. That's how I would book it. It makes sense to me. Jade Cargill's great, but I feel like Ruby Soho is kind of a star right now.
Yeah.
I think she's as hot as she's going to be. And, in AEW, we might as well give her the belt. Let her and plus she comes from WWE. And even though we don't like WWE image, I feel like that's just like a mark of quality in a way. You were trained by WWE.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just think she's going to be a good champ, and she can have some great matches and some great defenses. I don't know if Jade Cargill's ready to defend that belt.
That's a lot. And, less is more. We want to slowly build her up. She's already has every star quality that you need. That pump kick that she gave Thunder was beautiful. All her stuff looks so solid, but got to remember, she still hasn't been around all that long.
That was her longest match with Thunder
Yeah.
Rosa. The longest match she's done in AEW thus far.
Yeah, and JJ said she's not quite there yet, and I agree. She's just not fully marinated yet. Just let it, because she's going to be around for a long time if she wants to be.
Yeah, and if she's going to build a faction maybe with Mercedes Martinez, I like where that's going.
That would be cool. Which, again, bring managers back, because that's one of my favorite managers' names in a long time. The lawyer's name is Smart Mark.
Yes.
That's so good.
Smart Mark Sterling.
Yeah, I mean, they have great managers, so we need to bring managers back. I mean, these off the top of my head, even during the Superstar era, right? It's just like Captain Lou Albano, Bobby the Brain Heenan, the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. They were just as big of a star as a lot of the wrestlers. And you put the wrestlers...
They still are, to this day, right?
Yeah,
People
to this day.
remember
You would actually go, to a signing and stand in line to see their... And the thing is, you give somebody who needs that little bit of that bump, that little bit of a nudge, and you put them in a faction with the, whether it's the Heenan family or the Hart Foundation. Here's a question. Would Bret Hart be as big as Bret Hart became if he didn't start off in the Hart Foundation with the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart? Right? Because they're just like, okay, you're not really doing much, and Jim the Anvil Neidhart, you're not doing much. We'll put you together. We'll put you in the Hart Foundation. Did that elevate him? Because he was going to be, they were going to put a cowboy gimmick on him. And
yeah,
he
man,
might
like
have
it's
just
like a
died.
Reese's peanut butter cup.
Yeah.
Two great tastes that taste great together. But but the thing is, yeah, Bret Hart, his persona was, it was not, I don't know, I wouldn't say it was like boring, but he just didn't have a persona that just grabbed you right away.
No.
You had to sort of dig into Bret Hart to get into him.
Yeah, before you got him. And
Yeah.
he was the closest you came to like a shoot on his personality of that's who he really was, which we have too much of that now, if that makes any sense. There's too many. Again, I was just like, can we have somebody that's not too much of a badass? Can we have like that, the chicken shit heel, as they used to call him, right?
Yeah.
That talks a bunch of shit, but then when it comes down to it, they back up a little bit, like, hold on. And then, they cheat to win. Does everybody have to be the best? Can't somebody just cheat to win so you know you're not the best? But it doesn't matter because I still won. I'm gonna boo this man, because you're not the best.
Yeah.
But if everybody's the best, if everything's ASAP, nothing's ASAP.